Hey everybody, it's been a crazy week. It's Friday right now. And this week I started a new gig with Coastal Conservative Alliance, who is a wonderful patriot group in Beaufort County who has social hours and get-togethers for like-minded patriots. And they are having all the Republican candidates come running in South Carolina for to meet and greet and answer questions, all that kind of stuff. And Robin and I begged them to have some over here in Beaufort. So our first one was Tuesday night at the Holiday Inn with David Pasco, and it was wonderful. He is such a great guy, and I hope you will all give him a listen for South Carolina Attorney General. And now tonight, we're having Alex Pelbath to our house with some friends, and then he's gonna hit the Brews and Barbecues, I think it's called, festival in Port Royal. So we're excited. He just called, traffic's bad, so hopefully if he gets in office, he can fix the terrible traffic we have here. But I have little snippets of stuff. I couldn't film a lot Tuesday night. My neighbor Lorraine did it for me because I was busy being a moderator. But I'll try to get some tonight and then throw it all together so you can see. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Okay, P.S. I forgot to tell you, Alex Pelbath is running for Nancy Mace's old seat, District 1. So give him a listen and check him out too. I'll try to remember to put their websites in the description box. Okay, that's all. Bye. Me again. Also, I forgot to tell you big news. If you're familiar with Doge SC and Rom Reddy, they are having a Palmetto Revolution rally here in Beaufort at the Holiday Inn too, February 24th. It's a Tuesday, I think. February 24th is definitely the date, from 6 to 8. Of course, I'll put more info out on that, but my goodness, I'll put their website link in the description box too, but that's going to be huge. You don't want to miss that. Okay, I think that's all for now. Bye.
You want to stop in there? I don't know. It's in Columbia. It's on March 7th.
But that's fun. They did a great job for the holiday.
And I wanted to thank Lynn and Mike so much for creating Coastal Conservative Alliance, because it is a breath of fresh air to be around like-minded patriots.
Yeah.
David Pasco has a very impressive resume. He's the only Attorney General candidate who has put murderers on death row. He was the first person in South Carolina to call for the firing squad for the death penalty. And he led the State House Public Corruption Probe, which took down the most powerful politicians in the state. He's 100% pro-life with a zero-tolerance policy for crimes against children. He believes illegal immigrants should be caught and deported.
And everywhere, from Spartanburg, Greenville, Myrtle Beach, all over the place. And then out of nowhere she said, I wish Lynn was going to be here. And I said, Lynn Fontaine, she's the one who's putting this on, honey. She said, Lynn's going to be here?
Yes? Okay, we discussed briefly, we didn't discuss, but you brought it up, was the Republican good old boy establishment trying to, thank you, Eric.
My wife made you do it. I know about that.
Yeah, you do.
Was the Republican good old boy establishment trying to keep you off the ballot, if so, why? And could you please elaborate any details about what happened here in our own Beaufort County?
The short answer is yes. And the reason is because they know we're going to win this election. I mean, no matter who you talk to, what focus groups we talk to, polls we look at, they know that Pasco is going to win the Attorney General's office as long as people in this room and other patriots get out there and vote, which I know that's going to happen because people are fed up. Let me tell you what happened, and let me tell you what stopped it.
Selected to go work literally at the highest level of the Pentagon for the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Traveling the world with him on his national defense team, work on national defense policy. Right after that job is when the Air Force finally moved us here to the Low Country. We got here almost a decade ago. I was selected to command a C-17 squadron, so we obviously had a ton of military in the district. If you didn't know though, Charleston's home to the largest C-17 base in the world. And it's home to the only C-17 Special Ops unit in the world. And so after commanding what we call just a regular C-17 squadron, I was selected to lead our Special Ops squadron. And it was really in that capacity where I had the most transformational and I'd say impactful experience in my professional life. And that was the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. You all remember that in 2021, Biden's sad disaster, the sad way that we left Afghanistan. Well, I and my team were sent forward to deal with that mess. So we left here. Part of the job of our special ops team is we're part of the nation's immediate response force. What that means is we sit on 1 hour alert. Right now, there are crews sitting on 1 hour alert up at Charleston, waiting for a phone to ring. That phone rings, we have 1 hour to get to the cockpit and get airborne. So in the middle of August of 2021, I got one of those phone calls. We immediately departed and we flew all the way over to the Middle East, doing from here direct to there, 2 air refuelings to get over there. Got in the theater and I was on the ground when Kabul fell apart. As a matter of fact, I just landed from what would turn out to be multiple missions in and out of Afghanistan. And at the moment it fell apart, I was standing in our Joint Operations Center. And as I was standing there, a radio call came across the net. And the radio call simply said in like a panicky voice, "Hey, there are people on the runway." It's not what a pilot's used to hearing. So of course, all of our eyes turned towards the runway, but it wasn't even people we saw. It was a tidal wave. And before we knew it, everything was overrun, all of our aircraft surrounded. I'm sure you all remember the iconic imagery of that C-17 taxiing with the people surrounding it and hanging on. And that was flown by 2 of my younger pilots, a couple guys named Joe and Ken, right here from Charleston. And what had happened is Joe and Ken had landed right in the middle of the field being overrun. All the troops that day started calling that the zombie apocalypse, by the way. That's what we called it. So Joe and Ken landed right in the middle of the zombie apocalypse. Before they could even get to parking, they got a radio call that said, "Hey, don't bother coming over here, it's too dangerous. Just get back to the runway." After witnessing the devastation caused by career politicians, look, we just can't let that happen anymore. We just can't keep letting that happen to our country. And even though what I faced in Afghanistan was terrible, I think what America is facing today is so much more dangerous. Like, we're seeing this playbook from the left. It's not even a hidden agenda anymore. It's an open socialist agenda. Yeah. When Mamdani got elected in New York City, which, look, they're going to reap what they sow. Mamdani's not going to affect us down here in the Low Country at all. But there was a message that was sent when Barack Obama and Hakeem Jeffries endorsed him. That's the mainstream Democratic Party endorsing that guy. What they're messaging to the country is that's the future they want. For me, after seeing that, what I've realized is that there's still a war going on in this country, with one side attacking all the conservative values that this country was founded upon. The battlefield is just, for me, it's shifted to DC. And I wasn't made to sit on the sidelines for this. If there's a war going on for this country, I gotta be in on it. My family and I did spend a lot of time in prayer. Look, we are a Jesus-loving, God-fearing, America-first family. We believe in service before self. My son has a call to service on his life, a little bit different than mine. My son's about to graduate from Liberty University, which is a great university. He's about to enter the ministry. God's called him to serve as well, and that's what it's about for us. Like, there is a fight going on for this country right now, and we just can't sit idle. And this election in 2026, it's not even about electing Republicans anymore. This is about electing the right Republicans. We're going to go to DC and we have to take the fight to the enemy. We have to fight these guys. Here's what I learned in the military. I'm sure you learned it too. There are plenty of Democrats that I served with. And there's that old adage from World War II that there's no atheists in a foxhole. That term has evolved a little. There's no politics in a cockpit either. I have some very close friends who are Democrats, and I get along great with them, but here's why. they also love America. If you love America, I love America, and we just disagree on how to get to this better end state, I'll work with you all day long. Unfortunately, that is a dying breed in the Democratic Party. There are people on that side who do not love this country or want the best for America. We have to hold the line against them. We have to fight against them. I think there's a lot that we can do here for the Low Country as well. I'm not going to bore you with policy. I'd love to answer your questions about policies. I'm not going to take up all your time talking about all the policies that I support, except this one. I experienced it tonight with traffic. I believe we have tremendous infrastructure challenges here. But what has never been mentioned or brought up on our behalf is what the Low Country, the 1st Congressional District, does for the United States of America. We have MCAS Beaufort right here. We have Parris Island. Joint Base Charleston, which is the Air Force Base, the Naval Weapons Station. We're about to have the largest Coast Guard base in the country, and we have the fastest growing port on the East Coast. What we do for America is of tremendous value. Because of that, America should be investing in the Low Country. Like, this isn't, we are all frustrated with the spending problems we have in DC because everybody has a pet project, everybody has earmarks. That is not the same. What we do for the nation means that the nation should be investing in helping us. All those things I mentioned that we love and support, we're so proud of all those things I just mentioned. But they come at a heavy cost to all of us. People moving here for all those jobs, right? All of those bases are a burden on the average person here in the Low Country. We shouldn't be shouldering that burden. Because of what we do for America, America should be investing in us. That is one of my top priorities, is to make sure that we solve our infrastructure problems without any of us having to pay more taxes to the state that already pays the highest taxes of any state in the Southeast. Well, so thank you for your time. I would if you guys have questions.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I'm waiting on Mike, and we're headed to Diane's for a Valentine's dinner. She's cooking, and I'm bringing dessert. So anyway, hope everybody has the best Valentine's Day ever. See you soon.